You ever look at a price tag and just wonder what's really going on there? Well, it's not just some random number. It's a story, it's a strategy, and it might just be the most important message a company ever sends. Okay, let's dive in and decode the secret story of the price tag. I mean, think about it. How can Apple command over $1,000 for a new phone while a new laundry detergent is duking it out on the shelf for just a few bucks? They're both new products, right? But their prices are telling completely different stories about what they want, who they're for, and what they stand for. So, for this explainer, let's do something fun. Let's put you in the founder's seat. You've poured your heart and soul into creating something amazing, and now you have to slap a price on it. This single number could literally make or break your entire company. So, where do you even start? Well, the very first step, and this might surprise you, it's not about numbers at all. It's about asking one fundamental question. What are you actually trying to achieve? Every single price is a tool, and it's designed to accomplish a very specific goal. You see, your goal dictates your entire strategy. Are you just trying to survive in a crowded market? Just keep the lights on? That's one price. Or are you aiming for profit maximization, trying to squeeze every possible dollar out? That's a totally different price. Maybe you want to grow your market share, become the biggest player in the game. Or, hey, maybe you're like a luxury watch brand and your goal is all about image, using that high price to signal exclusivity. Your why completely determines your how much. All right, so once you know your mission, it's time to survey the battlefield. You can't just pluck a price out of thin air. You've got to analyze all the forces that are going to push and pull on that number. And these forces, they really fall into two big buckets. On one side, you've got internal factors, all the stuff happening inside your own company, things you have some control over. And on the other side, external factors, the wild, unpredictable world outside your doors that you simply have to react to. So let's look inside first. The most obvious thing is your costs, right? You've got fixed costs like rent, variable costs like materials, you've got to cover those. But it's also about your corporate image. A trusted brand can get away with charging more. And think about where your product is in its life cycle. A brand new cutting-edge gadget is going to be priced way differently than something that's been around for years. Okay, now for the great outdoors. How much is your competition charging? That's a huge one. What are actual consumers willing to pay, and how much will they freak out if you raise the price? Is there even a lot of demand for what you're selling? And of course, you can't ignore the economy. In a recession, people just have less money to spend, and that totally changes the pricing game. And yeah, while strategy is king, you can't escape the math. One of the most fundamental calculations is the break-even point. It basically tells you exactly how many things you need to sell at a certain price just to cover your costs. Sell one less, you're losing money. Sell one more, you're finally in the black. It is the absolute baseline for survival. Okay, you've set your goal, you've analyzed the landscape, now for the moment of truth. Choosing your launch strategy. How are you going to introduce your baby to the world? For a new product, it often boils down to two primary and totally opposite strategies. You can either skim the cream off the top of the market, or you can penetrate the market deep and fast. Let's break those down. First up is price skimming. This is where you launch with a deliberately high price. The goal isn't to sell to everyone right away. No, it's to target those early adopters, the tech junkies and trendsetters who will happily pay a premium just to be the first to have something new, cool, and exclusive. And we all know the undisputed champion of this strategy, Apple. When a new iPhone launches, that price is at its absolute peak. This lets them recover those massive research and development costs in a flash, and it reinforces that premium, high-quality image. Then, over time, as new models roll out, the price of the older ones slowly comes down. Now, let's flip the script completely. The polar opposite approach is penetration pricing. Here, the objective is all about speed and volume. You launch with an aggressively low price. Sometimes you might even lose money at first, all to attract as many buyers as possible, as fast as possible, and grab a huge chunk of the market right from the get-go. A fantastic example of this is Gari detergent in India. They were trying to break into a market that was totally dominated by huge established brands. Their weapon of choice? A super low price that appealed to lower and middle income families. And you know what? It worked. Big time. They captured the market and in just a few years became the leader. So, we've looked at the goals, the factors, the big strategies. But let's bring it all back home to our own experience, as shoppers. Because that price tag isn't just a number. It's a powerful, powerful psychological signal. And here's the thing. Whether we're conscious of it or not, we do this all the time. We see a high price, and our brain just takes a shortcut. It says, this must be better. We use price as a clue for quality, especially when we don't really have anything else to go on. And companies know this. They're masters at leveraging this perception. First, there's just our own conditioning, that old saying, you get what you pay for. Then you have brands like Rolex or Mercedes, where the high price is part of the product. It's what makes it exclusive. And sometimes, honestly, a company will price something high for one reason and one reason only, to make you believe it's superior quality. So, at the end of the day, a price is never just a price. It's the final chapter of a complex story about goals, costs, competition, and, yeah, a whole lot of psychology. So the next time you're out shopping, just pause for a second. Look at that price tag. Is it trying to skim, or is it trying to penetrate? Is it signaling luxury, or is it screaming value? Ask yourself, what story is it trying to tell me?